Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here for a very important video. This video is a letter that is to all the young people who watch my channel. And in fact, it's for all the people who watch my channel because it might touch somebody that you know, whether it's your kid, whether it's a brother or a sister or somebody of that nature. And before I get started, please check me out on Patreon. It's Larry Lawton Jewel Thief, or YouTube right here, and my action crew, because we are making a difference, and that's coming together very well. Okay, this video, like I said, is very important. Let me explain what happened. I asked a friend of mine, Nick, who's got 3 or 4 life sentences. And I was in prison with Nick for a long time back in the day. And Nick and I used to do legal work, and we got to know each other very well. And I asked Nick to have a couple of the guys in there write some letters to the young people out here, telling them what prison is really like, not what you see on TV, not the BS you see on TV. Well, he did write a letter, and I'm telling you, this letter's powerful. And I thought, instead of me just summarizing the letter, I'm going to read this letter that's made to me. It was sent to me, but it is for you. So I want you to sit back, and I really want you to listen to this letter. And this might change somebody's life. Answer these questions if you can. Okay, when you see dark clouds moving towards you and you hear thunder, what's your first thought? The wind stops blowing and you smell rain in the air and you see lightning. What do you think? I know you guys aren't rocket scientists, and neither am I. But if you thought it was going to rain, you'd be right. Now for my last question. How do you know the sounds of thunder, dark clouds, and lightning, and the smell of nitrogen in the air when the wind stops means it's going to rain? That's right. You know these answers because you lived long enough to learn what these things you see, hear, smell, and feel, without a doubt, will be right. Larry and I have learned something we are trying to help you see without the consequences we continue to pay for the rest of our lives. You guys are just now seeing for the first time dark clouds. These letters to you are only dark clouds in the distance. Do you really want to feel this rain? Do you want to experience this storm? If you don't change your habits, friends, and plans right now, you will soon smell those dark clouds. The smell of the courtrooms, cold jail cells, holding cells, and piss and shit that may be yours, maybe not, but you will be smelling a lot of it. Larry and I and Nick is my friend that I asked to do this. Larry and I and Nick are trying to stop you from getting hit by lightning, a long prison sentence, a life of crime, a knife in your asshole or your eyeball, or another sentence for trying to stop from being raped or stabbed. It's starting to drizzle. You don't see it. Larry does. The drizzle is your name, now forever in police case files. Our experience about this storm you don't know about because you never experienced it. See, you are going to be left out in the rain like we were if you don't change right now. Change. Not hard at all. Your people care. If you didn't, Larry wouldn't be talking to you. And I would be saving ink. I don't know any of you. Larry isn't your PO or your neighbor. Your people got us involved. Don't be stupid. Nobody else gives a damn about you but us, because we didn't have a dad or a big brother or an uncle to guide us and tell us things nobody else thought to teach us or answer our questions. Nobody to teach us about all the different kinds of storms. If not for your people having real love for you, you'd be talking to a worthless psychiatrist. Instead, you're talking to us. Your first step is to show me you don't want to ever come to jail. Now you know what you have to change, and you will one day get rained on if you don't. So the question, how do you change so fast? I wrote to you once before. I'm not sure if the letter was read to you in its entirety, meaning all of it. I know some of it came up missing. Yeah, the missing part was the fun stuff, like when prison guards beat you half to death. But the mail gets looked at coming and going, and the mailroom censors flag that letter. I know because the cops came to me, and after searching me and my meager possessions, They took my property and threw me in the hole for 3 weeks while I was investigated why I would be writing about things that happen in here. Once I explained to the warden that I was just trying to give you people a heads up about this dark and smelly and lonely and loud place, the warden just looked at me and laughed. The warden said it was stupid. That's why I am in here, in prison, and that I was even dumber than stupid to think that my letter explaining to you about this shithole or the Florida state prison system I spent 16 years in would or could get a bunch of dumber kids to change their ways and act right. The cops never returned that letter, so now I went through other ways to get this missive to you. I am now out of the hole and I have my property back. It's not much: a sweatshirt, 2 bowls, a cup, some pens and pencils, a deck of cards, and some postage stamps. I don't have any photos, so that's all that I own and pretty much all that I am allowed to have, except for my tennis shoes and my Bible. I hate going to the hole. You gotta shit with your cellmate right there. And he shits with you right there. It's embarrassing, you know. Plus, it smells every day. And each time they come to get you for a clinic visit or a daily shower, you have to get completely naked. Hand them your underwear through the food slot and go through the motions of lifting your cock, pulling back your foreskin, lift your nuts, and wait for the cop to tell you, okay. Then you have to turn around, bending over, and using your hands, spread your ass cheeks until the cop can see your asshole, and then the cop will say, cough. I know some of you think this is funny. For you that think this is funny, I want you to listen real close to what I'm going to tell you. I was arrested in September of 1985 and got off the bus at Florida Department of Corrections, Youthful Offender Camp, Sumter Correctional Institution. I'm not going to tell you the horror stories of what I lived through and how I begged God to get me out of that place, or the daily thoughts of suicide. No, you fucks don't deserve to hear my most private and shameful moments. I'm not going to tell you how big and strong I am. I'm not going to tell you those things that don't mean shit of how well you are trained to fight. No, none of that matters when you go to sleep full of fear what tomorrow brings. And none of that matters when 4 or 5 guys with pillowcases over their heads rush into your cell and start stabbing you. Nobody in here cares. If you live, the prison officials will charge you with causing a disturbance. To the hole you go. There is no law or order in here. If you die, there won't be any witnesses and the case is closed. So what? Another dead thief. Good. Another dead drug addict. So what? Nobody cares. This is jail. Out there, nobody will care. Maybe, just maybe, your mother or aunt or father or grandmother, and they will come to terms that it's better this way. I know what some of you Billy badasses are thinking. You're thinking, not you because you're tough. You're Tommy Tough Guy. Listen, kids, this isn't about getting raped or stabbed. This is about you becoming part of a system that once it has you, it won't ever let go. This is about you becoming me. I was once like you. In 1978, I was sent to Rahway State Prison in New Jersey as part of the new Scared Straight program for juvenile delinquents. I'm crying right now. I never thought I'd end up here. I didn't do anything. Nothing. I got 2 life sentences because of 3 strikes, and my 3rd strike was just a thought. There wasn't any act, just a thought to act, which is called conspiracy. They gassed me. I got life. I'm never going to get out. Why? Because I got 2 strikes. Listen, the first time you get into trouble, you will be offered a real sweet deal to plead guilty and avoid prison. That will be strike number 1. If you get into any trouble within 3 years of that release, you will face the max times 2. A couple driving with suspended licenses is 5 years. But as a PRR, which means Prisoner Release for Reoffender Act, it's a 10-year bid. But don't worry, the prosecutor's in a good mood. Take 2 years and 1 year probation. You'll jump on it. And It's that easy to get trapped. Any serious conviction after that, and you are what's called a habitual offender, meaning you will get no less than 15 years for any felony. That's no less. All first-degree felonies are no less than 30 years. Do you know what PBL means? PBL means punishable by life. 4 grams of Oxycontin, Roxy's, Vicodins, and it's a mandatory 25-year state time. 4 grams is approximately 200 pills. 1 to 4 grams, a mandatory 15 years. You'll take 5 youthful offender and 5 years probation. Before you know it, you'll be me. My best friend decided to lie to save his own ass, and he claimed I knew what he was going to do. My friend said I had knowledge. The jury believed him. I got life. I didn't know anything. I didn't do anything. I am trying to make you hear and comprehend what I am saying. I know deep down you really are a nice person. Deep down you really just want to be needed, to be wanted. You are wanted by your people. You just don't see it. I'll prove it. That's coming up. Just pay attention. Some of you wanted to be a part of something that's good, right? That's coming up. Just pay attention. Some of you think that girls will want you because you're a tough guy. For you, I say this. The girls are frightened by you, and you misinterpret that by thinking they are in some way attracted to you or like you. You are wrong. They are just waiting to see the snake get run over so they can talk about it. That's the truth. What the girls are secretly attracted to is a guy who knows the answers, or knows how to find the answers, and studies hard, or a guy who is an athlete, or a guy who can write poems and be romantic, or a guy who can fix things, or a guy that just cares about people and is always willing to help. These are traits that females seek instinctively to survive. And let's not forget the hero. How many of you fantasize about being the hero? A guy in uniform. This is how you get any girl to like you. You can't be a man in uniform with a record, so make a plan now. I didn't have a father or big brother to pull my coat to these things. I learned the wrong way. That is too late now. Listen, people, I never met Larry, but I know Larry did a lot of time. And now I hear he made it out alive, and he's trying to help you people who are walking the first steps that Larry and I recognize as steps we took years ago. Steps that will, and with your life in ruins, a life in jail, this is what we see. Okay, as an example to what I see, and earlier I told you I would prove to you that you people want to need and remember. Then he says to me, hey Larry, well, I will cover the weed and other problems I know exist, but first I want these kids to see I've had some fears and questions and desires, and to build a familiar trust from that. You can edit anything you want or suggest anything because I don't know dick. Oh, I'm just winging it, hoping to make an impact where I've seen others fail on me. Capiche? Keep up your good work. Maybe a letter to the ward just to keep us in their good graces. I think his name is Dickhead. Mr. Dickhead. I'll find out for sure when I ask Miss Cuntface. Stay well, lad. Keep up the good work. You know, guys, that letter and what I'm doing, it makes me want to help people more and more. I was going through my computer when I saw this letter, and I have other letters, and I'm going to start reading them. And these are guys that I know are good people. They made mistakes, mostly drug dealers, or guys like myself were robbers but didn't kill somebody. He didn't kill anybody. He got life sentences for drugs. And you heard him right there. He got a life sentence for conspiracy, the third. That he didn't even act, and that can happen to you. And I'm not just talking to the young people that are watching my video, and I know who you are. I'm talking about the 20-year-olds and the 25-year-olds, and even the 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds. You guys have kids. You know, you got to pull their coattails to the truth, and you got to do it in the right way. And you know, I try to make this a light and good channel, and I'm glad you guys really like it. But these are serious times sometimes because I don't like to hear of people going to prison. Sadly, they do. they make the bad choices. And it's just that one bad choice that could start you on that path that we were on. I'm the lucky few, and I'm a very, very rarity of a person coming out of prison and making it. I'm not saying you can't do it, and I want people to keep trying, and I want people to come out better than they went in. But I want you not to go in. I don't care how old you are. I went to prison at 34 years old. I got out at 46. Lost my life. Lost the best years of my life. From health to earning powerful money to relationships. 34 years old to 46 years old, I lost. I was in the joint with those guys. Now they're seeing it, and it's why I do what I do. It's amazing because people ask me, why do you care so much about young people? Why do you care so much to keep people from going to the broken prison system? And it is broken. It's because I used to hang around with guys in prison like that, and we would talk about, wow, look at this young kid just came to prison. He's 20 years old. He thought he was a badass. He's not. And then he comes to prison, and if he doesn't have a life sentence, he gets out. Usually, we hope they learn. But when they don't, they come back. And before you know it, they're Harry. And that is sad. It really is sad. And I don't want to get down. I want to give you the positive. He made a great metaphor about knowing what we know. We know about the reigns, and we know about the crappy jail cells, and we know about the abuses of power by wardens and guards, and we know about other inmates that are psychopaths, and you're going to defend yourself and you might have to kill someone. And I talk about that all the time. I talk about having to stab 2 people. I had to stab 2 people in prison, and I've been stabbed. I've been shot. I don't want people to have to go through what I went through. That's why I developed the reality check program, which helps young people not go to prison. And I often think about the things young people do. And I was like that. I was young, I was dumb, I was smart, educated in street smarts. And I wanted to get it quick. I didn't want to work for things. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming myself. But I want you to realize what you're going to go to if you screw up. Where you're going to go to if you think prison's a joke. You think you're going to be a badass. You think you're going to be with your gang friends. You think, oh, it's not going to happen to me. I can't tell you how many fights I was in. I can't tell you how many times I had to protect myself or defend myself from somebody trying to do something serious to me. And it's called a survival. And I hope and pray you do. And I hope and pray you don't make the choices that I made. I hope you pray you don't make the bad choices that Harry made or my friend Nick made. Those are guys that I know are decent people, and they're in prison, and they're never, ever, ever getting out. Ever. Think of what I just said. They will never see free air. And they're not murderers. They didn't rape anybody. They were drug dealers. They thought they would make the quick cash and they'd get stuff, and Harry was even out of it, but they must have been talking about crime, and all of a sudden, that's conspiracy. And he goes to prison for a life sentence for conspiracy. Didn't do the crime. He was just talking about it with friends of his. So I hate to get so serious, but I am serious on this video because seeing what's going on out there today, and when I see young people and the letters I get and the help I get, the help emails I get, make me want to help more, make me want to change the system, make me want to help one person at a time if I have to. I know I'm busy, and I know I get hundreds and hundreds of emails, and you all know I try to answer a lot, and Teresa answers a lot, and our whole team, everybody who works with me, Peter, Darian, my son, Teresa, every one of us care about people, and we don't want to see young people go to prison. Every one of us. Because I wouldn't work with somebody who's just an asshole. Person thinks they're better than anybody else. That's not us. And, the more I do my videos, the more I build my channel, the more I'm doing stuff and enjoying it and trying to make different content, which we're going to do more and more. I'm going on the road next week. I'm going to be doing some videos of some some people from Mark Randazzo, the cruiserweight champ of the world, to my ex-wife, to others. I'm going to bring them, and I'm going to be going on the road in my RV. And I am going to be doing the cooking channel. That's going to be fun. So they're going to be eating what I ate in prison, so that's going to be fun. And it's going to be nasty sometimes, but it's going to be fun. But I don't want you to go to prison. I really don't. I want you to think long and hard, and I want you, anybody out there, please pass this video on. This is the one I'm asking you to pass on. This is the video I'm asking you to pass on to a mom or a dad with a troubled kid. This is the video I want young people to pass on to their friends. And if you think it's a joke, now you're going to see it's not. Because I'm not here to bullshit. Trust me. I'm not one of these guys who just want to go into the sunset and not care about people. That's not me. I think you all know that. I think you know you guys are my YouTube family. And I found a new life here. And it's because of you guys we keep going forward. And we're going to hit our 1 million, and we're going to go to 10 million subscribers. Because it's a message that needs to be out there. Make good choices, please. Make good choices.
If you want to know more about my story and what prison is really like, check it out in the link below. The book is Gangster Redemption. It's an easy read, and I'll tell you what, it's a wild ride. It tells you the truth about prison, what my whole life was all about, and why I do what I do today. So check it out in the link below, Gangster Redemption, the book.
All right, guys, have a great day. I want to make it on a happy note. Thanks for everything you're doing. We're rising quickly. When we hit 1 million subscribers, we're going to do something real special. We're coming up with that. Please pass this on. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Pass on these videos. And stay strong, everybody. Stay safe. Don't get sick. Listen to officials. Have a great day. Much love, much respect to everybody out there. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.